Hey, when I talk about slavery, it brings up some really bad images for us. And you and I might think, when we hear that word, we might think back a century or so ago to our country's history and the way that we treated people in this history, the slavery that we had in our culture. You know, slavery is just one group of people with an advantage imposing their will on another group. But while that type of slavery has really been eradicated in our country, there's another type that goes on every day in our country. It goes on every day in the state you live in the city you live in, and probably in your own home. And that is the slavery of us giving up our will to decide and fight for what we want. You and I are amazing. We're created and endowed with the power and the ability to go for whatever we want, to set goals, to learn how to break those goals down into smaller groups, to develop habits around those small things daily that will push us toward those small goals to get us to that big goal. You know, you and I, when we were 19, we looked out at life and said, man, this is easy. Why aren't my parents just killing it out there? We can do this. We got this. It's no problem. And then we get out and life grabs us by the throat and just chokes us and just chokes our dreams out with financial burdens. We put on shackles of debt and things like that to burden ourselves financially. It chokes us with the time that we spend and we put in running our children around everywhere, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's something that pulls on us. We have other obligations at school for our children. We have other obligations in our community, and then we've got this thing called work that we have to do. We have obligations there to our work, to our employment, and so slowly and slowly life just puts pressure on us, and we surrender our own power to life. And we stop making decisions for ourselves. We stop taking responsibility of our own lives. And we just kind of go day to day. And we live day to day. And that's just not a great, inspiring way to live our lives, to go through life, just getting by every day. You know, I want to encourage you to take your life back. Realize you have the power, you have freedom over your life. You have control over your life. Yeah, it takes some effort. It's not easy. You've got to dig in and find a way, but you can find a way. I've got a list of 17 habits that I do every day. Every day. And I keep a little checklist of them I made on an Excel spreadsheet. I print that dude out and I keep it in my journal and I check those things off every day as I do them. And I had a gentleman the other day go, how do you have time for that? How do you do that? You know what? There's a time when I couldn't have done it. There's a time when I didn't know where the time was. But I found several hours in the day. I get up 3 hours before work starts. I guard my lunch time, my lunch hour with tenacity. I don't just go and blow it eating out with a bunch of people talking about mindless, useless information. I guard that lunchtime, so I do things, I knock out these habits before I get to work. I also work on them at lunchtime, and then I'll find some time at night. I have family, I work with family, I enjoy and engage family. It's what I have them for, right? But I do find some personal time at night to work on some of these things too. The time is there. You just have to be creative in finding it and working on those things. Take back your life and have an awesome rest of the day.